Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. Sit down, Subham.
Thank you, sir.
Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So since 2020, you have been already working, right?
Yes, sir.
You are working as ASO.
Yes, sir.
So have they assigned you any work till now, or
Yes, sir.
what kind of work?
I currently working in the budget and finance section of the forest department.
Budget and finance, right?
Yes, sir.
Achha, recently the budget was there, right?
Yes, sir.
Highest allocation was given to which department? Any idea?
Not sure, but I am thinking agriculture.
Yes. Achha, to Forest, Environment and Climate Change Department, what was the budget outlay amount?
Uh, Total outlay is 2,567 crore.
I mean 2,600 crore, around that, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
What is the size of Odisha's economy, GDP of Odisha?
$100 billion.
So you are from Baleshwar, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you have studied in Sambalpur as well. Your BTech is from BSSUT, Mechanical Engineering. Okay, so why civil service?
Since my childhood, the civil service job has always fascinated me, and I wanted to work
So-
as a civil servant.
Okay, so why mechanical engineering then?
Yes, during my plus two, I was good in mathematics and science, and I appeared in the JEE examination, and I got
So you
selected.
got into mechanical engineering.
Also, it provides a good backup option as a career. Okay.
So you are from Baleshwar, right?
Yes, sir.
But you shifted to Sambalpur to do your studies. So your Royal College and the MN High School both are in Baleshwar,
Royal College is in Bhubaneswar.
Bhubaneswar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So is it a residential college?
Yes, sir. Residential college.
So you stayed away from your parents.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, as a mechanical engineer, there is a craze about semiconductors right now, right? Why is that?
Because semiconductor is used in chips, and chips are basically used in all electronic items.
Acha, suppose we want electricity to pass through, right? We can use conductors,
Yes, sir.
isn't it? And if we don't want the electricity to pass through, then we can use insulators.
Insulator.
But why semiconductors?
Its property lies between conductor and insulator.
Insulator. Okay. Acha, they are made up of
Silicon used.
and any other material? Have you heard about germanium and all?
Yes, sir.
There is a rise in electric vehicles, right?
Yes, sir.
Electronic vehicles.
Yes, sir.
So, from a mechanical engineering perspective, okay, we used to have, fossil fuel vehicles are IC engines, right? Internal combustion engines.
Yes, sir.
So, EV machines, what kind of engines they have or motors they use?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of it.
Not aware of it. Okay. Are you aware of lithium ion batteries is being used in there,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, are you aware of lithium triangle?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
It is in South America between Argentina, Chile, and Bolivia.
Bolivia. Okay, lithium is mined from a rock or from a salt.
Not sure, but I'm thinking from rock.
From rock. Achha, in Baleshwar, is there any Bengali influence? Is there
Yes, near the border area,
border area?
adjacent area.
What kind of influence? I mean, the border area people, do they speak
No,
Bengali?
they speak Odia, but their language is little bit different.
Different.
Like
The dialect is different.
Dialect is different.
Baleshwar is very vulnerable to cyclones as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Coastal district, right? So if you're posted over there in a particular block or tehsil, take a pause, think, tell me what will you do so that you make your block cyclone resilience. So whenever in near future there is a cyclone, the people of your block or tehsil, are well protected. What will you do?
Yes, sir. First, I will check whether there are sufficient cyclone shelters or not.
Okay. Suppose there are sufficient cyclone shelters and they are functioning and well maintained. That's a good idea.
Then I will check whether there is any buffer zone between them. For example, I will plant casuarina trees or
So shock observers,
shock
wind
absorber
breaker.
kind of thing.
Good.
That will.
And
During flood situation, I will see whether there is
okay, flood situation. Yes.
any reservoir or not, which can absorb more water and can be used during summer times.
Okay. So divert the flood water.
Flood water.
Okay. And
Also, we coordinate with latest technologies like EWDS, early warning dissemination
those
system.
early warning systems, information dissemination is quite profound now. Any other thing that you can think of, or these are the things that you can think of?
So these are things I can.
Okay, that's fine. So you are working in Forest Environment and Climate Change Department. Okay, tell me, if you look at Odisha, and if there is climate change, and obviously there will be climate change. So which part of Odisha is, which part of Odisha, how it is vulnerable? Say for example, northern Odisha, how it is vulnerable? The coastal Odisha, I mean not say northern Odisha, let's say coastal Odisha, western Odisha and southern Odisha. Okay.
Yes, sir.
How they are vulnerable? Tell me about coastal Odisha first.
In coastal Odisha, we are witnessing sea level rise in certain areas. In Baleswar and Bhadra, certain villages are now under threat of
Submergence. Okay.
state. So this is a major issue. In western Odisha, there is in districts like Jharsuguda very high temperature during summer days.
Heat wave, you are saying.
Heat wave. So it is
drought,
intolerable
heat
for
wave, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay. And
in southern Odisha, similar situations, rising in temperature and reducing in forests.
okay. So to make Odisha climate resilient, what we can do?
First, we are planting more trees through various schemes like
So afforestation.
afforestation,
Then?
one thing. Second, now government is new introducing carbon budget, the carbon credit system.
Okay. So has Odisha has that system, carbon credit system?
No, it is proposed in upcoming years. It will be implemented.
So in this budget also they proposed it, or it is not there? What is it?
No, it has not been
Implemented.
implemented.
Okay. And any other thing? So tell me, if you look at Odisha, what kind of forest we have? Majority of our forest is
Subtropical.
subtropical. What is the dominant species in our forest? Dominant tree species.
Semi-evergreen trees.
Semi-evergreen trees. Okay. Do you think we can stop climate change, or we can?
Yes, I think
Yes.
we can reduce the impact of climate change.
Reduce the impact of it.
Climate change.
So if you are posted in say any of the coastal areas, what will you do?
To reduce the impact of climate change.
Climate change.
In the coastal areas, I said Baleswar, where villages are submerging.
So what we can do over there?
I can plant trees like mangroves or other trees which will protect the soil from erosion.
Okay. So do you think the submergence can be stopped?
No, eventually it will, but we can
Reduce,
the
I mean-
impact.
Eventually they have to be shifted to somewhere else, right?
Yes, sir.
Also, you worked as inspector of cooperative societies.
Yes, sir.
What was the work exactly?
Our primary duty was to inspect various cooperative societies under ARCS, Nabarangpur.
Mhm.
We used to check stocks, fertilizers, seeds, whether they are properly stored or not. Also, we check the loans given to farmers is timely recovered or not.
That's what are the cooperative societies? I know that the cooperative societies in Odisha used to deal with a lot of products. They used to deal with all forest produce as well, right?
Yes, sir.
But nowadays they are not doing that, are they?
Yes, sir. They are still doing, but not in a large scale.
Not in large scale. Say in Navrampur, what are the products they are procuring?
Major is rice. Second is millet, ragi.
Mhm. And
These two products are only there.
tamarind, all those things they are not doing it, right?
No, it is not under MSP. So government is not procuring them.
Have you heard about LAMP, LAMP? Associated with cooperatives only, right?
Lamps.
Huh.
Yes, sir.
What are they?
These are large area Adivasi cooperative societies.
Mhm.
Uh,
Are they autonomous or they are under Odisha government? How they are funded?
They are autonomous. Odisha government only checks whether they are properly functioning as per the rule or not.
They also have banks also, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
Cooperative banks.
Tax.
Samabaya cooperative banks or something like
Yes,
that,
sir.
right? So you inspect those things or what?
Yes, sir.
Navrampur. So when you shifted from Balesur to Bhubaneswar to Sambalpur to Navrampur, so what is the issue that this is your first time exposure to southern Odisha, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the issue that you faced over in Navrampur?
First the distance.
No.
I'm from.
What issue, if you are posted over there, what issue you'll try to fix
Issues.
as a bureaucrat? Huh?
Yes, sir. First thing I would fix there is education.
Okay.
There is not enough schools in those areas, and enrollment ratio is very low compared to
Acha,
coastal district.
can you tell me the district with lowest literacy rate in Odisha?
I think Malkangiri.
It is Navrampur. Okay. So 50% of our students are dropping after 10th standard.
Yes, sir.
What should we do so that our students pursue beyond 10th standard? Or what is the cause they are dropping out of the
Lack of financial
so poverty?
poverty. So they are going to migrate other states to work.
Work some kind of semi-skilled or unskilled work, right?
Yes.
Is there any large-scale migration happening in Navrampur?
Large scale, I wouldn't say, but yes.
People are moving out of Navrampur
Yes, sir.
in search of jobs, right? What are the tribes living over there? Have you interacted with the tribes? Cooperative, you must have come across them.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, can you name some
Majority
tribes?
of the population were tribals.
No, what tribes? Can you name them? The tribe names?
No, I have not ever about their tribes names.
You must have interacted, right?
Yes, sir. I have interacted with them.
Okay. You worked for more than 1 year, right?
Yes, sir.
But you don't know the tribe name.
The pupils' name, I know their name and title, but
Can you name one?
Umesh Pujari.
So you don't know the tribal, the tribe
Tribal.
name. Acha, you are a political science and international relation, right? So, what is India's counter to string of pearls? What India is doing to counter China's, strategy of string of pearls?
Yes, sir. India is now building naval bases in Indian Ocean region. Now we are converting Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar Island, some areas to create our naval bases.
Apart from that, is there any particular strategy? The way China is trying to encircle India,
Yes, there is another. I couldn't recall the name right now. It
are
is
you
the
aware of necklace of diamond?
necklace of diamonds? Yes, sir.
Can you name the ports or you are unable to recall? So tell me, Maldives. Maldives is giving in a lot of anti-India slogans, right?
Yes.
A lot of our neighbors are not happy with India. Why is
Yes,
that? Is it only say political, domestic political propaganda in those countries, or is it there is some real reason that we should think of?
No, it varies from countries to countries.
Nepal is not happy with us, not
Yes,
entirely though. Bhutan is fine with us. Bangladesh
Was
used to be fine with us, but now
now
not.
it's-
Okay. If you look at Maldives, they are giving anti-India stance. So
There are very different issues.
Sri
from
Lanka is,
country to
from
country.
Sri Lanka is trying to course India as well, right?
Yes,
So
sir. So the issue with Maldives is that they claim that Indians are coming in large number in Maldives and they are taking their jobs or destroying their islands. So these
so they
kind
are
of
taking over their business, jobs,
business,
etc.
etc. So these kind of claims they did, and during election it was a major issue.
So they politicized it,
Politicized
and
it.
okay. So do you think if Maldives, giving this kind of a strong anti-India rhetoric, do you think we should be worried about it?
Yes, looking at China's interest, we should be worried about it and take.
Pakistan or China? Who is a bigger threat?
China.
China.
Yes, sir.
Do you think there will be end to Russia-Ukraine war?
Yes, someday it has to end, but
When it
is-
will end? Ukraine cannot fight on its own. It has to borrow
yes. If
money and material.
as Donald Trump promised that if he becomes president, he will pull out.
Okay, yes, that is there,
So
right?
if such scenario, it can end soon. Otherwise, it will be another 5 or 10 year long.
Do you think Russia's invasion of Ukraine, from a political science and IR perspective, is it justified?
It is debatable. I would say should not have invaded. Now they have lost. Now they thought that they will conquer Ukraine in 6 months or 1 year, but now it's more than 3 years. So it was a long decision from their side as well. So
No,
they-
no. My saying it, see, that is outcome you are talking about. But when they invaded, do you think their invasion, from a political scientist or geopolitics perspective, is it justified?
From India's point of view,
No, no. From Russia's point of view.
from Russia's point of view, they are justifying
From
that
India's point of view.
India is neutral in this case.
Okay. So India should go with USA or Russia?
Neither.
Neither.
Yes,
So how should we deal with them then?
we should have our own independent policy and various issues based we should deal with them.
So tell me, is NAM relevant anymore? Non-alignment movement?
Mm, not exactly. Now it has taken the shape of global south.
Okay. What is Global South?
It is the group of countries, developing countries,
Mhm.
mostly in the southern hemisphere. They are called global south countries and they have own.
Southern Hemisphere. India
There
is
was a map. I couldn't recall the name of the political scientist. He drew
Brent
through
line.
Brent, South America, Africa, and India.
Brazil, yes.
Yes.
South America, yes. What is the opposite of NATO? Russia
Russian-
also is
yes.
promoting similar kind of organization, right?
To
CSTO,
CSTO.
Warsaw Pact and CSTO. Do you think SARC is dead?
Yes.
Yes.
Only one or two things that a
True,
South African
true.
university or
Acha, tell me, our Honorable External Minister gave a statement saying that the era of uninterrupted dialogue is over with Pakistan. Do you think that is the right strategy to deal with Pakistan? Or should we, should we go for a different approach?
uh, no, I think this is the right strategy to deal with Pakistan.
Also, Indus Water Treaty, I think some issue is again being flared up, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of that, right?
Yes, sir.
Recently, Ukraine took over some Russian territory.
Yes, sir.
Can you name the reason?
Kurds region.
Are you following that news?
Yes,
Regularly?
sir.
Why does NATO wants to encircle Russia? Why is that? Is the Cold War is really over, or that mentality is still ongoing?
Yes, sir. The mentality is still there to encircle Russia and show their dominance in the region.
Okay. So if you look at China, every Indian doesn't matter if it is a a 1-year-old child or a 60-year-old man. All of us are using
Products.
China products. It is introven into our lives.
Yes, sir.
Can we get rid of this Chinese supply chain? Is that possible?
Yes, sir. It is possible, but we have to first start from basic levels. Like we are so much dependent on chips on China, or the pharmaceuticals we are making medicines is from China. So we have to build our own industry in those sector, and
Then we can get rid of China. Huh?
boycott. Yes.
Do you think China is still a communist country or is it just a facade?
Yes, it is just a facade. No more.
No
Because
more communist country, right? They're capitalist, isn't it?
yes, sir.
They are behaving like capitalist.
Capitalist.
Who was the person who started, reform in China?
Yes, sir. Deng
Deng Xiaoping.
Deng Xiaoping.
Do you know what he said? Hide your strength, bide your time. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of M.N. Roy?
Yes, sir.
Who was he?
Indian communist
Okay.
freedom fighter.
But latter part of his life, he started, hating communism. He was the one who brought communism to India.
India.
So what was the concept he gave towards, in the latter phases of his life?
Yes, I'm not able to recall it right now.
Okay. Have you heard about radical humanism and integral humanism?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hear this concept.
Acha, if you look at Plato,
Yes, sir.
in his conception of Plato wrote The Prince, right?
Yes, sir.
So in his conception, was he in favor of democracy or was he against democracy?
No, he was not in favor of democracy.
So what kind of political setup he wanted?
He wanted to bring a philosophical
Philosopher kings, right?
philosopher king.
What about Aristotle? Was he against democracy?
Yes, he was also against the
They
democracy.
didn't like democracy at all, right?
He said it's the second worst form of governance.
Second worst form of governance. Do you agree with that?
No.
No. But if you look at, say, advanced democracy like USA, right? The quality of leaders has deteriorated, right? Where is Lincoln, Roosevelt, and Kennedy, and now if you see the presidential candidates and the way the political rhetoric is going on, has substantially deteriorated, don't you think?
Yes, from USA we can see that leaders have not been
The quality of leaders has been deteriorating, right?
deteriorated.
Acha, are you aware of that Plato's cave?
Okay. Allegory.
Sorry?
Allegory of
Allegory of Plato's cave. Have you gone through the HDI report that was released recently?
not in detail, but
Yeah,
yes,
there is a very interesting thing they have mentioned of which is known as democracy paradox. Have you heard about it?
no, sir.
Okay, check it out. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the size of Odisha's economy?
GDP is 100 billion.
I already asked you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me which particular king introduced the concept of Chera Pahara? Chera Pahara, you know, right?
Yes, sir.
Who started it?
Purushottam Dev. No, Kapilendra Dev. Maybe I'm not sure of that.
Okay, check it out. Okay. Which dynasty built Konark temple?
Langula Narasimha Dev.
No, dynasty.
Ganga dynasty.
Lingaraj temple?
Somavamsi.
Yes. There was a recently change in government, right? In Odisha after so many years.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about it?
Yes, it's a first time in our life. My lifetime, I'm seeing a change in government.
In your lifetime, this is the first time government has changed. Yes. So, do you think that's a good thing?
Yes, in democracy, people's votes matter. So if people wanted to change the government, then it's
Achha, what are the rivers flowing in Baleshwar?
Subarnarekha, Budhagolango, two are major rivers.
If you have to choose between, for your posting, if you have to choose between Baleshwar versus Malkangiri, You have two choices. You have two options. Which one you will choose? Will you choose Baleswar or will you choose
Yes, I
Malkaneri?
will choose firstly as my home district, choose as Baleswar, but I will also like to work in Malkaneri as I have experienced in Navarampur.
Navarampur.
Yes, sir.
Poverty rate of Odisha?
I'm not aware about the number.
You are an aspiring bureaucrat. You don't know what percentage of our people are actually poor.
It's around 15%, but not
Yes,
exact.
then why are you worried? Or you thought you will say something wrong?
No, not exactly sure.
It is 15%. MPI, are you multidimensional poverty index? You are average, right?
Yes,
There is a renaming going on, right?
yes, sir.
What is your opinion about renaming of schemes?
It's the government's policy.
So, do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? You are already working in government, right?
Government.
So, you must be knowing the chatter, how much money they will be spending, at least some idea or something.
Yes, sir.
So, it's from that perspective, is it a good thing or a bad thing? What do you think about it? Should we rename?
Yes, sir. Things should be changed as per government.
Renaming of Revensa?
It's a debatable issue. Ravenshaw has also contribution in Odisha's education, especially in Odia language, when at a time Bengali language are dominant in official works in Odisha. So Ravenshaw promoted Odia language. So
Okay. Suppose you are a police officer and you catch a boy stealing, some uh, cancer medicines from a pharmacy, and when you check that the value of medicine is somewhere around 2 to 3 lakhs. When you ask the boy why he has stolen the medicine, he tells you that his mother is suffering from cancer, he has no money, so that's the reason why he has stolen the medicine. As a police officer, will you arrest him?
I will not arrest him, but I will
You
recover the amount of medicine he has stolen from the person. Then I will ask him to go from government medical
or
where he can
I know
afford.
whatever other things you will do, because you are an officer over there, you will take care of the thing. That is understood. But will you arrest him or not? You will not arrest him, right?
I, no, sir, I will not arrest him.
Let's say there is a train coming through, okay, and the train, it is a high velocity, high speed train, and the train driver suddenly says that there are 200 people on the designated track, okay, and he also observes that there is a side track which is not being maintained. It's an abandoned track, and some 50 women and children are there. If you are the train driver, in which route you will go? If you go in the designated track, 200 people will die. If you go in the abandoned track, 50 women and children will die. What will you do?
I will go in the designated track
Why?
because it is already known that in this track the train will come. If still people are there for no reason, it's they
So
are
you are saying the 200 people are at fault.
at fault.
Okay. If in the designated track 200 children are there,
We have not idea about wrong and right.
obviously. Suppose a school bus is, unfortunately stuck there. In that case, what will you do?
In the other track there are 50.
50 women and children. Will you still go in the designated track?
No, I will go in the other track,
Abandoned track.
abandoned track.
So let's say 200 children are there, and in the abandoned track, say your hypothetical situation, your near and dear ones are there.
Yes.
Okay, some family members or somebody is there. In this case, in which direction you will go?
If it's still the ratio 50 is to 200, then I will go with the abandoned track.
Okay. So you want to minimize the casualty. Utilitarian principle. So why civil service? You told me that already, right?
Yes, sir.
So Subham, what makes you happy? What is happiness according to you?
Happiness is peaceful sleep at night. That is happiness.
Peaceful sleep at night.
Yes.
Okay, so if you sleep peacefully, you are happy. But
Without any
suppose,
tension or worry.
but you want to be a civil servant, right? There will be worry, tension, and all that.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you will be, you are on holiday somewhere, you are doing, vacation, but suddenly there is a, suppose cyclone warning is there, or some major issue has happened, major incident. You have to go back to your, office. What will you do? Then you will be unhappy.
No, I have to, as my duty is to serve,
Okay,
so I have to come.
but you like sleeping.
No, I mean,
Peaceful sleep at night makes you happy.
yes, it's no tension.
But civil service job is full of tension.
Is that kind of tension is different, like many work to do, or I am talking about tensions like if any proceedings against somebody's name or any allegations. So that is what I am thinking. It's not peaceful. Otherwise, work pressure is always there. So,
How we can use AI in governance? Give me some example.
yes, in our cooperatives when I was working, the lands were monitored through satellite imaging system.
Okay.
So it used to detect whether a land is cultivated or not. So
Okay.
the satellite automatically gives the data that whether its land is cultivated or not. But in few cases also there were errors and physically we had to verify that.
Okay, understood. But that is satellite, no? How artificial
uh,
intelligence is related to that?
Yes, the
You are getting
artificial,
satellite imagery, so that is
so it is automatically artificial intelligence is detecting whether it is by seeing the image whether it is cultivated or
oh, okay.
not.
So remote sensing satellite is only taking the data or pictures. Say.
Yes, sir.
AI is deployed to understand whether it is cultivated or not,
Cultivated.
or which patch is cultivated.
Yes, sir.
Good. Suppose you have two subordinates. One is corrupt but highly efficient. Another is honest but highly inefficient. Which one you will choose?
Honest and highly inefficient.
Why? That person will
Because
not do any work. He will
no,
take the salary.
trust is the most important thing. If I can trust my subordinate, then I cannot work with him or with her.
Okay.
properly.
But if if inefficient, then how will you get your job done?
At least I will know that what kind of work he can do. Then I will accordingly assign such work that he or she can do. But if I'm assigning some work to somebody and he's cheating behind my back, so that is more
Dangerous. You're saying. Suppose you are doing, posted in Baleshwar, there is a cyclone warning, you are doing evacuation. Majority of the people have been shifted to cyclone shelter. But there are say 50 to 100 villagers who are reluctant to go to the cyclone shelter. They are saying we'll die in the villages, we'll die in our own home rather than going to the cyclone shelter. Okay. So will you apply force and forcefully evacuate them?
I will first try to understand the reason why they are not willing to.
There is no reason or logic. They are just adamant. And
If they are thinking that if they go, their home will be lost or this kind of thing, then I can assure them that government will take care of it through various schemes. So there is nothing to worry about that. Still, they don't want to go. Looking at their safety, then I have to use force.
suppose they demand you that give us alcohol, then we will go happily to the cyclone shelter.
No, I
You will
will
not
never.
give them.
No.
What is your opinion about Uniform Civil Code?
Yes, it's a step that our constitution makers also wanted to implement in future.
So we should go for it.
Yes, when the right time is there, we should.
What is the right time?
When we reach a negotiation with all the uh, people involved or all the parties
So
involved.
we should take a vote from say all the population
No,
that
we
is
should
going.
make such a form that it can be more or less everyone is satisfied with the.
No, we cannot satisfy everyone. Obviously, there will be
Yes,
protest.
there will be, but we can minimize the dissent.
Okay.
So,
But if still there is dissent,
Yes.
should we go for UCC? Some people will protest all the time.
Yes, that will.
Some of them will feel that it is not good. Even when we wanted to ban sati, there was a group who protested for against sati, I mean, against banning sati, right?
Yes.
You must be knowing, right? Radhakant Dev, I think, he created Dharma Sabha or something, right? So yes. So should we not ban it, or I mean, should we not go for UCC?
Yes, sir. We should go for UCC.
So Bangladesh crisis is going on. There is a caretaker government, right?
Yes, sir.
It is headed by.
Mohammad Yunus,
He is known for.
Nobel laureate for economics.
But what is the institution that he has created?
Grameen Bank.
Very good. What is Subhadra Yojana?
It's a scheme by Odisha government that provides 5,000 at a time and 50,000 in 5 years duration to women.
So they will be getting twice every 6 months, 5,000, I think,
5,000 is
for 5 years.
perfect.
Achha, one nation, one election. Recently the cabinet approved it, right?
Yes, sir.
So do you think that's a good step?
Yes, sir.
Okay. CRPC recently got replaced by a new law.
Yes, sir.
Can you name it?
भारतीय नागरिक
Surakya Sanhita. Tell me one good thing about it.
it has increased punishment for rape cases or sexual harassment cases.
Okay. Achha. What is DPI, Digital Public Infrastructure? Are you aware of it? Have you heard
Yes, sir.
about it? Government of India has been promoting it in all international spheres actually. Tell me what is it?
Example UPI or
Yes.
online linking of Aadhaar.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is Purple Revolution?
Purple Revolution. I'm not sure about it.
Okay. Achha, tell me, Project Tiger, is it a success?
Yes, sir.
Success. Which state has the maximum tiger?
Madhya Pradesh.
How many tigers are there in Odisha?
30 tigers. 30 tigers.
30 tigers. You are aware of it, right? Okay. So, Subham, I'm done with the interview. Okay.